When dealing with a conduit that passes from a Class 1 Division 1 hazardous location to an unclassified area, understanding the placement of the EYS seal-off is crucial for safety and code compliance. The primary purpose of the EYS seal-off is to prevent the propagation of an explosion from the hazardous area into the unclassified area. According to the National Electrical Code, the EYS seal-off must be placed on the Class 1 Division 1 side of the boundary. This placement ensures that any potential explosion originating in the hazardous area is contained and cannot spread to the non-hazardous area through the conduit system. The NEC typically requires only one EYS seal-off to be installed in this scenario, and it should be located on the Class 1 Division 1 side. The function of the seal-off is to act as a fire and explosion barrier. It prevents the passage of flame or explosion from the hazardous location to the unclassified location. This is achieved by filling the seal-off fitting with a compound that, when hardened, creates a solid, non-flammable barrier within the conduit. The EYS seal-off is commonly installed in a junction box or other enclosure located on the Class 1 Division 1 side of the boundary. This ensures that the seal is as close as possible to the hazardous environment, maximizing its effectiveness and containing any potential explosions. When installing an EYS seal-off, it's important to follow the manufacturer's instructions and the relevant NEC guidelines to ensure proper installation and performance. Firstly, the conduit must be properly supported and grounded. Secondly, the sealing fitting must be installed in a location that is readily accessible for inspection and maintenance. Thirdly, the sealing compound must be mixed and poured according to the manufacturer's specifications to ensure a complete and effective seal. Understanding the requirements for seal-offs in hazardous locations is essential for electrical professionals working in environments where explosive gases or vapors are present. By properly installing EYS seal-offs, you can help to prevent the spread of explosions and protect people and property from harm. For additional clarification, it's always a good idea to consult the latest edition of the NEC and the recommendations of a qualified electrical inspector or engineer. In summary, place the EYS seal-off on the Class 1 Division 1 side. Only one seal-off is typically required. This placement is crucial for preventing explosion propagation. Installation must follow manufacturer instructions and NEC guidelines. Always consult the latest NEC edition for specific requirements. These seal-offs are crucial safety components in environments with explosive hazards. Their correct installation, with close adherence to established codes, is paramount for ensuring the safety of facilities and personnel. The effectiveness of a seal-off depends not only on its placement but also on the proper selection of materials and installation techniques. It's essential to use seal-off fittings and compounds that are specifically designed and approved for use in Class 1 Division 1 hazardous locations. These materials must be capable of withstanding the extreme pressures and temperatures that can occur during an explosion. Furthermore, the installation process must be carried out with meticulous attention to detail to ensure that the seal is complete and free of any voids or gaps that could compromise its integrity. Regular inspections of seal-offs are also important to verify that they are in good condition and have not been damaged or compromised over time. If any signs of damage or deterioration are detected, the seal-off should be replaced immediately to maintain the safety of the electrical system. Additionally, it is crucial to use the correct type of sealing compound that is specifically designed for use with the EYS fitting. This compound must be able to effectively block the passage of gases, vapors, and flames, while also maintaining its integrity under high pressure and high temperature conditions. Before beginning the installation process, it is essential to carefully review the manufacturer's instructions and the relevant sections of the NEC to ensure that all requirements are fully understood and followed. This includes understanding the proper techniques for mixing and pouring the sealing compound, as well as the correct procedures for inspecting and testing the completed seal. In addition to the physical installation of the seal-off, it is also important to consider the overall design of the electrical system in the hazardous location. This includes ensuring that all electrical equipment is properly rated for use in the specific hazardous environment, and that all wiring and connections are made in accordance with the NEC requirements. Proper grounding and bonding of all electrical equipment is also essential to minimize the risk of electrical shock and to prevent the accumulation of static electricity, which can be a source of ignition in hazardous locations. By taking a comprehensive approach to electrical safety in hazardous locations, it is possible to significantly reduce the risk of explosions and other accidents. This requires a thorough understanding of the applicable codes and standards, as well as a commitment to using only high-quality materials and following best practices for installation and maintenance. Remember, safety is always the top priority when working in hazardous locations, and no effort should be spared to ensure that all electrical systems are properly designed, installed, and maintained to minimize the risk of explosions and other hazards. Furthermore, the selection of the correct EYS seal-off fitting is critical. The fitting must be appropriately sized for the conduit and the specific application. Factors to consider include the conduit diameter, the type of hazardous material present, and the temperature rating of the fitting. Using an undersized or improperly rated fitting can compromise the effectiveness of the seal and increase the risk of an explosion. The NEC provides detailed guidelines for selecting the appropriate seal-off fitting for various applications. Consulting these guidelines and seeking advice from experienced electrical professionals can help ensure that the correct fitting is chosen. Beyond the proper installation and selection of the EYS seal-off, ongoing maintenance and inspection are essential for ensuring its continued effectiveness. Regular visual inspections should be conducted to check for any signs of damage, corrosion, or deterioration. If any issues are identified, the seal-off should be repaired or replaced immediately. Periodic testing of the seal can also be performed to verify its integrity. This testing may involve applying pressure to the seal and checking for leaks. Any leaks should be addressed promptly to maintain the seal's ability to prevent the propagation of explosions. In addition to physical inspections, it's also important to maintain accurate records of all seal-off installations, inspections, and maintenance activities. These records can be valuable for tracking the performance of the seal-offs over time and identifying any potential problems early on. Accurate documentation also helps ensure compliance with regulatory requirements and provides a basis for future maintenance and repair decisions. By implementing a comprehensive maintenance and inspection program, you can extend the lifespan of EYS seal-offs and ensure their continued effectiveness in preventing explosions. This, in turn, contributes to a safer and more reliable electrical system in hazardous locations. It is also important to ensure that all personnel working in hazardous locations are properly trained in the safe handling of electrical equipment and the identification of potential hazards. This training should include instruction on the proper installation, inspection, and maintenance of EYS seal-offs, as well as the importance of following all applicable codes and standards. Regular refresher training should be provided to keep personnel up to date on the latest safety practices and procedures. By investing in comprehensive training, you can empower your workforce to identify and mitigate potential hazards, reducing the risk of accidents and ensuring a safer working environment. In addition to training, it is also important to establish clear communication channels for reporting any potential hazards or safety concerns. Employees should be encouraged to report any issues they observe, no matter how small they may seem. This information can then be used to identify and address potential problems before they lead to accidents. Creating a culture of safety requires a commitment from all levels of the organization, from management to frontline workers. It involves fostering an environment where safety is valued and prioritized, and where employees feel empowered to speak up and take action to prevent accidents. By cultivating a strong safety culture, you can create a workplace where everyone is committed to working safely and protecting themselves and their colleagues from harm. When working with electrical systems in hazardous locations, it's important to remember that even seemingly minor mistakes can have serious consequences. Therefore, it is essential to take a meticulous and methodical approach to every task, ensuring that all procedures are followed correctly and that all safety precautions are taken. Double-checking your work and seeking guidance from experienced colleagues can help to prevent errors and ensure that the job is done safely and effectively. In summary, understanding and implementing the proper procedures for installing and maintaining EYS seal offs is crucial for ensuring electrical safety in Class 1, Division 1 hazardous locations. This includes selecting the correct fitting, using the appropriate sealing compound, following all applicable codes and standards, and implementing a comprehensive maintenance and inspection program. By taking these steps, you can help to prevent explosions and protect people and property from harm. Always remember that safety is paramount when working in hazardous locations, and no effort should be spared to ensure that all electrical systems are properly designed, installed, and maintained to minimize the risk of accidents. The NEC is the leading guideline, and always refer to the latest edition for updates.